Right, this is my video to help you if you're trying to improve your weight to height ratio. This is my video based on my experience, so please, I'm not medically trained and I'm not a dietitian. However, I can show you my picture. This will be a picture of me when I was a little bit heavier than I am now, and I also have a picture of me when I was 20 years ago, which as you can see, I am slightly slimmer than what I am now. Right, if you want to be the right weight for your height, like I decided I wanted to be, to get that ratio right, I went to Lanzarote, and it was the trigger really. It was before the lockdown, so it was about 18 months ago. And when I came back, I decided that I would try and achieve my weight to ratio, height ratio, get it back to what it was 20 years ago. And there's a picture of me 20 years ago. And as you can see, I looked rather slim. Here's a picture of me as about 4 years ago. As you can see, I don't look particularly slim. And then here's some pictures of me at Lanzarote, and because the camera's taken a bit higher up, I look all right. But obviously, if you took it lower down, you'll see the picture that's now on the screen, which was taken when I was on a walk with the wife, and we were out for a day, and I think we had some sandwiches, and that's why I look like that. So all of this is to show that where I want to go, I want to be back to where I was when I was age 40, to be honest. So 20 years back, that's 20 years last year, it's now 21 years ago. So how did I get there? How have I managed to get back to the height weight ratio that I was aiming for? Well, this is my story. I'm not a medical person, and I'm certainly not a dietitian. So this is just my story, and if it helps you, great. All right, cheers. As already mentioned once or twice, I want to get back to my weight 20 years ago. My original weight then, 20 years ago, was a mere 13 stone 12 pounds. I was 17 stone 4 pounds, so I needed to lose 48 pounds to get to where I wanted to get, which is quite a few kilograms, 25 or so. Anyway, the way I did it is a pound every couple of weeks, so losing about half a pound a week, which is about a quarter of a kilogram, or 1 kilogram every 2 weeks. I'll put some figures up. Anyway, the point is that to do that, I had to do something with my diet and do something with my exercise, and that's what I've done. Right, carbohydrate is something I watched, in particular the sugars. So I cut out the donuts and the ice buns and went more to fruit, because I wanted to get away from the sugar. Starch and fibre, they're great. I do like an apple pie, and I still have an apple pie if anybody offers me one. But other than that, I stick more to fruit. And the other thing is your glycemic index. I found it useful to on some foods anyway, especially my breakfast cereal. I reduced those the glycemic index, which is basically how quickly the food turns to sugar. So for pure glucose it's 100, for bread it's 75, for sourdough it's in the 50s. So it's the other end. So white bread's out, sourdough's in, and I also made sure that I eat pasta, which is again a low glycemic index. Fruit and vegetables are all low glycemic index. They're the things that you don't turn to sugar as quickly so your glucose remains more steady, and that way you feel fuller for longer, and therefore you don't feel hungry. What I've got up on the screen now, you will see that I have all the vitamins apart from vitamin D, which is obviously from the sun, but that isn't showing, but it is there. And from that, you needn't worry as long as you have a balanced diet. It's mainly to reduce the portions, and if you can get the portions reasonable, and then not eat between meals, and then I eat more apples now. So that way, if you feel peckish, you have something, fruit, and that's the best way I found. And then between meals, you're not so hungry. Biscuit doesn't matter. I'll have one biscuit in the afternoon with a cup of tea, no problem. Okay. Right, exercise. Yeah, very important. I couldn't lose weight without it. So 3,000 to 6,000 steps at a reasonable speed, 2.8, 3.2 average miles per hour. So quite brisk walking. Do it for half an hour, do it for an hour, 10,000 steps if you can make it. If you have the time, usually do that in an hour or maybe two if I have a nice little rest somewhere along the line. Yeah, so that you can keep track of in any of your step counters. And the one that I recommend is the one that gives you a target and then gives you a reward, a medal if you make the target, which is quite nice. That particular app was recommended by my wife, and thanks very much, because that worked very well. The app I've used is the Fitatu app. I'll just show you briefly. It's got, if you've got an item and you want to know nutrients, you just click on nutrients, semi-skim milk, and then you can just scroll down and see what vitamins and minerals, etc. that's available. If the item you want isn't there listed, you just click on the barcode, and it'll give you an option to read the barcode. If you then take your item, it will tell you what the item is, and again it will give you all the nutritional values, so as you can make your decision if you still want to, if there's anything there that you're not happy about, or you want to try something else. The target in the app, which is worked out from the details you give about your how much weight, or sorry, how you want to improve your ratio. So you reduce the amount of calories, so as to make sure that you can burn off those calories and hopefully burn more than you actually that you've actually eaten. That's the idea. You can do that. I was eating about somewhere around 2,000 calories, and then any workout that I did would burn off obviously any stored fat, any stored overindulgence, and that's what comes off. Now that takes time, 18 months, and a lot of walking, but not too much, and no other real exercise. Just a bike on a few occasions, but otherwise it's all been done with just walking at a reasonable pace, and that's it. So that's my story. Hope it's helpful to you. Bye. Right, it's my little video to show you there's a fly flying around my head. Stop.